Welcome to News9 Mediaverse, and on the other side of On Point, we will talk about a resolution, a reaffirmation of the resolution that has been passed in the Manipur Assembly. 24 hours ago, there was a resolution in Manipur Assembly about discontinuation of the SU agreement. A second resolution has been reaffirmed, and let me read it out to you. The sudden mushrooming of new villages at the alarming rate at various locations in the state directly pose an existential threat to the indigenous population of Manipur. The number and the data speak for themselves, and I will say this again, we are not going to play politics on this crucial issue. So Biren Singh is also saying, today, the Manipur Legislative Assembly took a significant step by reaffirming a resolution passed on 5th August 2022. It is a firm belief that the implementation of the NRC in Manipur is crucial for safeguarding the interests of the state. Biren Singh has again tweeted 1 hour ago, the sudden mushrooming of new villages at an alarming rate at various locations in the state directly poses an existential threat to the indigenous population of Manipur. The number and the data speak for themselves, and I will say this again, if we are going to play politics on this crucial and complex issue, we are going to sink. There is another tweet which he has done. I'll straight away go to Group Captain B. Nandakumar Sharma, spokesperson, Delhi Maiti Coordinating Committee. I'm also joined by Dr. Tambing, Assistant Professor, National Law University. Mr. Sharma, first to you and then to you, Mr. Tambing. Mr. Sharma, a very important statement.
Yes, Kartike, it's a very important statement, and the Assembly of Manipur has reaffirmed the abrogation of suspension operation with SU armed groups, and also the immediate implementation of the NRC, which has been passed in the Assembly. It's a very welcoming step by the state government, and the people are happy listening these resolutions, and the central government now should not delay to act on these resolutions and immediately give directions to implement the necessary groundworks. Kartike.
Very well put, very well put. Brijesh?
Well, I think, the NRC could be implemented, but I think, if you look at the overall situation which is there in the state of Manipur, I think, if you even want to implement this particular NRC, you have to wait for the atmosphere to become far more conducive than what it is right now. I am nobody to get into the merit of NRC there or not, but what I personally feel is that this kind of assertion, yesterday the abrogation of SU and today the reaffirmation of NRC, it can spiral the situation out of control. The violence can further continue. That is my limited fear as far as this.
I'm also joined by Major General Ashwini Swat, but first to you, Mr. Tambing. Two very important decisions have come. Reaffirmation of the faith on the NRC, and second, the Chief Minister of Manipur clearly stating that the demographic shift is creating problem for the indigenous population. Your thoughts on it, sir?
It's a 2022 resolution, which like Brijesh has said, it has come up during a very tense moment in Manipur, whereby, in fact, there's big concern of what is the fabric of Manipur by now. And like I usually say, in an idea of republic, majority will have their way, but minority will have their say. So I believe there is a broad consensus on it. Whatever the political situation of the Kuki-Zo MLAs are here, and then whatever their stands are, whether they oppose it, whether there was a consensus or not, at the end of the day, they are the elected representatives of the Kuki-Zo community. And I believe that if the NRC has to be conducted, there has to be a very broad SOP with regard to it, and then the ways and means by which it will be conducted would be very important. And another point that I want to make is, at the moment, people are trying to assert this idea that the state is partisan, and taking the situation and then the other arguments and then the counter narratives that are there. Of course, it is the prerogative of the state to declare it, but then Manipur is a composite of many other ethnic communities. Let's see what happens in the days to come. Thank you.
General Sivaj, a very important tweet out has happened. You see, Assembly is in session, Janu Sivach. So, if you recall in our discussion on Thursday, we spoke about the SU agreement being scrapped. A reaffirmation of 5th August 2022, the resolution that was passed happened in Manipur Assembly today, in which they are saying NRC should be implemented, but Manipur Chief Minister again tweeted saying that there is visual data on number of villages coming up in the areas in forest and hill which are posing a threat to the indigenous population. And he has immediately tweeted this out. So, it's basically NRC and foreigners coming to Manipur is the key. That has become the key. I don't think, one can be more explicit than that, sir.
Yeah, Kartike, but this is a fact. What has been said by the CM, this is a fact which is happening, especially in the border area which are porous, where you find that as far as Manipur is concerned, there is a Chin population which has come from Myanmar and settled down in the hills of Manipur. And they are the one which are involved in cultivation of poppy and all. And remember that there is a heavy pressure on this population in Myanmar, and over a period of time they have come and settled down here. So there is no denying the fact that this is having adverse impact on the demographic pattern in Manipur, and also the security implications which are becoming bad to the world. But my only question is the timing. We have no doubt that NRC must be implemented with the base year of 1961 in all the northeast states, because there have been influx of certain refugees and foreigners which are come and settle down, and that threaten the security of the country, also the demographic pattern of these area. But my only concern is that once the environment is surcharged now, will this be a better time to implement, or wait for the situation to normalize and then implement in a phased manner along with the rest of the country? That's the only issue. But rest, I fully endorse that as on today, the biggest problem as far as the nation concerned is influx of the foreigners which have come and settled down in our border areas, be it in Northeast or be it also other states. These people must be sent back. They must be sent back to their original country, because they are not only putting pressure on the existing population of the country, also they are trying to change the demographic setup of these states, and which will have adverse security implication in time to come. Kartike.
Mr. Sharma, how big is this issue of the villages sprouting up in these areas? I mean, say, is it substantial, huge? And as Chief Minister put it, I would like to read it out for our viewers again, because this is the remark made by the Chief Minister Biren Singh, and I'll read it verbatim, so everything is put in context. The sudden mushrooming of new villages at an alarming rate at various locations in the state directly pose an existential threat to the indigenous population of Manipur. The number and data speak for themselves, and I will say this again: if we are going to play politics on this crucial and complex issue, we are going to sink.
Yes, Kartike, I would like to give the details of the population growth or number of villages growth. I have a data which is already available in the internet. I'll just mention few districts or few places where cookies are dominated. Like let's take Chandel. Chandel is a place where cookies are majority. Number of increased villages is 296. In Tengnaupal, it is about 258. In Kangpokpi, it is 452. And in Surchanpur is 560. And there is a new place developed recently, and it's called Fairswal, and it is near Surchanpur. There is 62. So total number of villages increased by the cookie-dominated area is almost about 1800, whereas the rest of the communities in the Manipur, they could increase just 180 approximately from say last so many years. This is the amount of say exponentially increase in the number of villages, which definitely shows the increase of population, and which cannot be happen in the normal way of population reproduction by say natural. So it has to be from the from other bordering states. So it is very alarming, and it is a great national security threat for the India as a country. So we must take it very seriously, and what CM has said is absolutely correct, and data is available for verification. Karthikeyan.
Mr. Toming, when we talk about these new villages coming up, are they only in the hill areas, or are we saying that these villages have also been, come up
On the valleys.
in the valley?
In the context of Imphal or
Manipur,
the
where
Chuchandpur side?
the chief minister is saying that the villages have come up.
My understanding is that we have seen much of violence in Manipur. There was a Kuki Naga violence also, and at that time also, maybe I believe good numbers of Kuki communities would have been displaced within the state itself, and maybe for that reason also some new villages might have mushroomed as well. And in these trying times, the survey report, and then the other concern, the time frame is also important, and that would be subject to certain verification, because there are many other political and socio-economic consideration also. But at the end of the day, our concern is who is a citizen, and therefore, if a person is citizen, and then if he has certain fundamental rights to move from one village to another village for the purposes of livelihood, and also for the other purposes of maybe job opportunities, and also for the other purpose of association, etc., etc. This is our fundamental right. In this packaging of the NRC, what also is a concern is the imagined idea of illegal immigration influx. Of course, we
But
have
Mr. Toming, why do you say imagined
Yeah.
idea? I mean, say illegal. Why are you using the word imagined idea? Illegal
Yeah,
immigration is
because
something with which India has
yes, yeah, because
faced.
I have a point
Bangladesh.
there. Because see, the idea is when this problem escalated, the government did take stock of it, and then there was already government of India notification to Arunachal, Mizoram, etc., etc. And at that time, there were certain reports which were submitted. In Mizoram, 40,000 people were identified as illegal immigrant taking refuge. In the Manipur context, I think it was around 4,000. And when the real figure came out, 2,000. So that exponential growth, 2,000, of course, for a tiny state with a small population, it is big. It is big, definitely, in some context. And then an even tinier state like Mizoram, it has 40,000 of such shelter seekers in the context of refugees and all. And government of Mizoram has managed it well. Why I said imagine is because the situation in which we are, because it is the way it is perceived, maybe a perception maybe it is in one way attuned to targeting of the others. This is one other concern. At other contexts of access to resource, of course, whoever in the scenario that we do not have much job opportunities and all that, and even if lands are available, it is not accessible to all. It is only the elite who are able to access, purchase, and all that. And in fact, many of us, we don't even have the means and wherewithal to purchase a piece of land in Manipur also. So therefore, the resources constraint and consideration are also actual in that context. But like General Saab has said, the timing is a very big concern for me, because as a citizen of India and as as an individual who aspire a better life, I also want that resources to be accessible to individuals who are actually politically citizen of our country, and are also domiciled of Manipur. Thank you.
So the bottom line, Brijesh, is how can the issue of this illegal immigration be resolved without upsetting both the communities. I mean to say, Cook community should not feel threatened, and the Meitei community should not feel outsized, because Meitei identity is part of the Manipur identity. They are inseparable sociologically, culturally.
They are, Karthike, but the fact of the matter is that the reason I said this, that the timing is slightly circumspect, is because right now everything is fraught with tension. Any such move might trigger violence from one side and another, and it can throw Manipur back into the violent streak which we witnessed for the first 6-7 months. The point is that once the issue settles down, once the violence settles down, I think once the situation is a bit more conducive, nobody would want. And if anybody wants that illegal immigrants are living there, because the government is all right in the time to.
If you analyze his tweet, basically Biren Singh is saying, do not underestimate or cite. He's saying this is the main issue.
No, this could be. Nobody is denying that. This could be. But we have discussed this so many times, Karthike, about this, illegal immigrants, poppy cultivation, how one community feels that they are being targeted when you use these kind of terms and all. My point is, if anybody believes or anybody tries to take side of an illegal immigrant, he should be immediately booked under the required section of law. My only take is that you should allow the situation to calm down a bit. Let law and order come to have the overriding say, and situation become far more amicable, then please go ahead with it and do it. I mean, who can deny this? And if anybody feels that, then the wrath of the law or the law of the land should take its own course. Nobody is denying that. Illegal immigration is a big problem on all the border states, most of the border states. Nobody is denying that. But my point is, right now, the situation is fraught with tension. Yesterday we have been seeing, for the 2 days, we are seeing, police constabulary laying down their arms and going on to the extent of making a plea or threatening, saying that, you cannot take law and order into your own hand. Simultaneously, you're talking about abrogation of SU, and then on the third day, on the second day, you're talking about a reaffirmation of NRC. I think, right now, the way Manipur is placed, I think it will be a touch too much for the state to handle.
General Sivach, do you agree with Brijesh? Because, when it comes to immigration, it's not a small issue, it's a global problem. I mean to say, look at Biden and Trump. They went to the Mexico border and they made their speeches there. Entire South Europe, the politics is boiling around immigration. So India is not immune to it. Ultimately, any indigenous community would not like to become a minority. That's the fact of the matter. We have to understand. No ethnicity would like to become a minor ethnicity, and no ethnicity which defines the culture of the land would like to be marginalized in its own areas. I mean, that's the fact of life, isn't it, General Sivach?
Absolutely. See, Karthike, what has happened is, let's be very realistic, that the influx of illegal migration has been one of the biggest problems, be it Assam, be it Bengal, or be it all the northeast states. And if you take it, Assam and all the illegal migrants have taken from Bangladesh, the reason is simple. The economic opportunity which was available in India was not available in Bangladesh, and the border was porous, and therefore the influx has taken place over a period of time in first 20-30 years. And since they could get this economic activities here, and the population, it was akin to the population there in Bangladesh, that has helped. And today, this is a big problem in Assam. This is a big problem in Bengal. Now, as far as northeast state is concerned, the problem is slightly different. Now, there is a free movement regime wherein both sides you can go up to 16 kilometers without visa. Then there is no fencing there. So over a period of time, especially if you concentrate only on Manipur, you find that lot of Chin population, which is very close to the border, has migrated from Myanmar to Manipur in the hills, where the Kuki population was there, because they are akin to each other. And second thing is, one, that area was available because the population was sparse. The economic activity could take place in terms of illegal growing of poppy cultivation. The third thing is that the checking was not there. So over a period of time, when there is a pressure on this population in Myanmar, they have been treated badly. Their economic activity is almost stopped. It was very natural that the flow has taken place, and they have come and settled down in the hills in Manipur. And this is a security risk, and this is going to create a problem in time to come. There is no denying the fact that NRC must be implemented in all the state of the country. but only point is timing, because now the environment is surcharged. You are trying to bring the Manipur back on its stride. Now, once you implement it, possibly this may again surcharge the more surcharge the environment. That's the only thing. But otherwise, I fully agree that you cannot allow illegal migration to come and settle down here. This is a sign of a soft state. India is no more a soft state. I, having served in Northeast for a long time, I understand the problem, especially in Manipur. Also, it is in Mizoram, but in Mizoram, it is slightly different. In Mizoram, because they are Christian both sides, they came and settled down. They have accepted him. In Manipur, it is slightly different. The Mathis can't go in the hills, but all these illegal migrants which have come from Myanmar have settled down in hills along with Kuki population, and now involving illegal activities of that cultivation of poppy, and also they can be a security threat in the future. But we have to be very, very careful. How do we implement it? Intention is good, but implementation has to be better. My point is, link it with Sue. I certainly said yesterday also that these both actions have to be first approved by the government of India, then only implemented in Manipur. To me, it looks like the withdrawal of Sue is not a very good idea as on today, because they have not violated. If they have violated the terms and conditions, by all means withdraw the Sue. But if they haven't, why are you asking for trouble? So many terrorist groups will be now in the environment, and again you have to fight against that. So these two things are slightly different, Karthikeya. But overall, I do agree, NRC must be implemented, maybe not immediately, but in time to come. This is a big security threat, and I tend to agree what the CM of Manipur is saying. Don't take it lightly. It is a national problem, and it is a security problem wherein we cannot accept it in time to come.
Very well put. I think there's a consensus on this issue. Maybe the people don't realize it, but as a journalist, I feel that there's a consensus within various parts of the government that the border must be fenced, the NRC must come through, and then the illegal immigration that has taken place must be addressed. So, when Biren Singh is talking about it, I don't think it's a sole voice, because, when Biren Singh talks about it, it's the larger issue which Biren Singh is addressing. And it is for this reason, this bill was taken up in the assembly. It is for this reason, I would say, that the Biren Singh continues to tweet and speak. And let us put those visuals of Biren Singh. And it is for these reasons that Biren Singh has been talking about it, that NRC implementation crucial for safeguarding Manipur's interests.